My Americans, this channel has a new focus and a new mission, and you are absolutely involved. If you are new to this channel, I don't mean to keep you out of this, but you are probably going to have no idea what I'm talking about, and I cannot bring you up to speed since 2018. A production company that was working with HGTV was all up in my world, and it seemed like a done deal. Like they were going to come to Wilmington, and we were going to make this show, and it was one of those moments in life where like the skies open up and there's sunshine, and you're like, oh my, like this is what the culminating event of all these things that I've been doing. I was so excited about it. And then if you watch the news at all or read things online, you know, the HGTV canceled a lot of their shows and completely restructured. And so I watched the entire thing unravel in front of me. A couple months later, another production company for a completely different network and a completely different show, we started talking. Some of that is still going on, but it got me thinking, like, I've been telling stories on YouTube for years, and I also worked in TV news. I have plenty of TV experience. Like, I should be taking that step. I should be trying to go in that direction. This week, I had a very interesting phone call with a friend of a friend, and I will say that she is like on the food chain of TV and streaming. Like she would know. And I completely expected her to watch my stuff and say, like, that's so nice, little lady, but like, you are not cut out for this. And instead, she looked at my stuff and she said, I have no reason that you shouldn't be pursuing this, that you should be taking this storytelling and trying to get it onto larger platforms, but you are doing it completely wrong. I said, ma'am, go on. She said, how did you get into TV news? Well, the answer to that, to break into TV news, is that you make a reel of your reporting and then you edit it together and you send it out to every TV station you can find until someone says yes. And she goes, exactly. And I thought, well, duh, Casey. I can't believe I didn't even think of that. So here is the challenge that she gave to me that sets the mission for what we will be doing over the next year. I promised her that I would do this for a year and not give up for a year, which means you have to hold me accountable to that. But she was like, rather than these production companies coming to you with their ideas, you should be creating the show that you and your audience want to see, want to watch, want to hear, that you would be good at. Shoot and edit 6 to 8 episodes and create several seasons over the course of that year. And then put that together and start sending that out. And she said, you send that out and you send it out and you send it out until someone finally says yes. And apparently what she said is that that's how a lot of shows have been created. I have no reason not to be doing that. I can shoot, I can edit, and we know that I can find a story in a brick wall. So here is what we need to do. Number one, we have to figure out what that show is going to be. I put all kinds of content on the internet. So I need some feedback about if you could make a show with 6 to 8 episodes that's in line with the stories that I've been telling you for years, what would that be? She said you make 6 to 8 episodes, and within those episodes, there has to be a story arc, right? You have to be taking the viewer somewhere, and that makes sense. That's how we see TV shows. So that is mission number one. Mission number two, I have reopened my Patreon account largely because I need an invested team that's not just a comment section that can actually help pre-produce some of this. So I still own a business in Wilmington, North Carolina. So unlike the last time where I could just head out on the road for 8 months, I can't really do that this time, at least not now. And so a lot of this has to be pre-produced a bit. You know, if let's say we do small towns, you find the towns, you do some research, maybe you message some people in advance, like, will they go on camera? And then you go out. And maybe it's, you know, maybe we're going to stay in cool places. I almost bought another RV again, but they are so damn expensive and so cheaply made now that I can't. And also because I don't want to restrict myself to driving 3 hours around Wilmington, which means if we can go anywhere, like, let's go anywhere. And we can do that faster if I'm not driving. So I'm going to reopen that Patreon account, and that is my executive producer team, where we're going to hash out ideas, come up with a title for the show, find places, find people, come up with like the nuts and bolts of what is going to make this worth doing. And moreover, worth watching, worth seeing, worth talking about. Can I do it alone? Can I be a one-woman show? Yeah, sure. But the only reason that big van life adventure happened, that van life adventure that then turned into a book, the Looking Up book, is because I had this community and I had all of you who would not let me quit. We remember when the electric on my van fried twice. We remember the times where I was, I thought someone was trying to break into the van, and all the points where I would have turned around, I didn't turn around because I had this community that was like, no, you can do one more day. Like, we're not going to give up now. And I will need that accountability over the year, because there are going to be parts of this that are not going to be easy. And there's probably going to be a phenomenal amount of rejection in the process. I know there is. I heard no from the very station that ended up hiring me. So we're committed to a year. We're going to come up with an idea. We're going to come up with episodes. We're going to go do it. And damn it, we're going to make it happen. I sent out my book to somebody this week, and I remembered that there's a chapter in there where the advice I give to other people is to write your life story in reverse. So start at the end, the big thing, the big goal, the big dream that you want to do, and then reverse engineer it to what you have to do today. So at least you're going in that direction, right? So today, we need an idea, we need our Patreon executive producers, and we need to get going. If you watched to this point, mission accepted.